Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are around the world, a big greeting to you. Grega Logia Production presents you VBO Sports, le vrai ballon de sports. This show was intended to revolutionize the world of football because there are too many mistakes, too much corruption, too much injustice, and too much favoritism in the world of football. We are also working on the award of an individual trophy to reward the best football player in the world over a season called the vrai Ballon d'Or. We cannot let people destroy football for the benefit of their feelings and desires, which is why we would ask you to subscribe as much as possible. Click on the notification bell and share it as much as possible with your families and friends to create a large audience. The subject of the show, the problems of the Ballon d'Or. With you to introduce the show, Grega Logia, also known as Crack Terminator, the king, the genius, the magnificent. The main point that we are going to develop. One, there are no formal rules for winning the Ballon d'Or. Two, you can't consider the halves of season to reward a player. Three, the leaders have always made changes that suit them. Four, they cancel the Ballon d'Or when their favorite player completely misses the mark during the season. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. We'll quickly move on to point one. There are no formal rules for winning the Ballon d'Or. In whatever competition, there are always rules that allow participants to understand what is it about when they meet the condition to win and when they do not. It includes all the details, everything they must do and not do. This is a logic. This is common sense that brings clarity to what you do. But as for the Ballon d'Or, I spent more than 10 years researching the direct rules of the Ballon d'Or. I could not find any. I found the general rules, for example, the voting time period, the number of voters, the individual performances, and the decisive and impressive character of the contenders will be the number one criterion ahead of the collective aspect and the trophy won, and the class of the player and its sense of fair play. So, as you can see, they put the voting criteria vaguely. I will have to develop this criteria in the next broadcast to help you better understand what is it about. Now, knowing that there are many voters who have always prioritized their feelings, how will they know that the voters will base themselves on this criteria to vote for a player? And if there is criteria, why do they need voters? So all this is a bit vague. This is the reason why there will always be a lot of controversy regarding who won the Ballon d'Or. The votes of many voters will always be the same. On one hand, they like some players. On the other hand, they hate others. So no matter how good the players they support are, they will always vote for them. The one who really deserves to win the Ballon d'Or may not win it, considering his method of attribution. Don't forget to click at the subscribe button to subscribe the YouTube channel of the show and all other platforms to create a large global audience. We will move on point two. We cannot consider two halves of season to reward a player. 2 years ago, they used to award the Ballon d'Or considering the player's performance over the calendar year. That is to say, from January to December. What is the situation? A player can shine until the end of the season and win prestigious individual and collective trophies. Because of a bad start to the season, he lost the Ballon d'Or. This happened to many players. As we mentioned, there are many emotional voters. They will pretend to forget the great performances of the player who deserve to win, to prioritize the one they like or the one they support who is having a good start of the season. It was only 2 years ago that they decided to reward a football player on the season. There still is a problem. They were not obliged to wait for the next season to start before giving the Ballon d'Or or whatever trophy it is, like the FIFA the best player called the best and others. Everything related to the current season should be completely finished before the new season starts. The start of season will still influence the Ballon d'Or. Now, let's consider point 3. The leaders have always made changes that suit them. We will consider the two biggest changes to this trophy that they have made only to satisfy their desire. But this is a point that we will have to develop individually because there are many details to provide. In 2010, there was no possibility for Lionel Messi to win the Ballon d'Or. But since he was their favorite player, they had taken the decision to merge the France Football Ballon d'Or and the FIFA the Best Player trophy. Why? At that time, the journalists voted for the Ballon d'Or. They were a little bit more credible than now, and the captain of the national team and coaches voted for the FIFA Best Player trophy. Who were really emotional, their vote is not really based on anything. So they will still going to vote for Messi despite the fact that he had a poor season because they like Lionel Messi. The top 3 players were Wesley Sneijder, Andres Iniesta, and Diego Milito. Lionel Messi wasn't even supposed to be in the top 10 players list. They put him in the top 3. Considering the national team captains and coaches are more than journalists, they merge the two trophy. So the majority are national team captains and coaches. They will vote for Messi to win the Ballon d'Or. That's why they did this merger, to devalue the prestigious trophy and vote for Lionel Messi even when he had a poor season. He won the Ballon d'Or. In 2017, they returned to the initial state. They bifurcated the trophy, which became the France Football Ballon d'Or and the best FIFA player. The reason? Because this formula was no longer favorable for Lionel Messi to win the two merged trophies, which were the FIFA Ballon d'Or. Now, the fourth and final point. But I will remind you to subscribe and recruit other subscribers and share it as much as possible to create a large audience. The fourth point, they cancel the Ballon d'Or when their favorite player completely misses out during the season. Let's go back to 2020 when there was the coronavirus pandemic. Football has stopped for a bit, but after a while, it has restored. All the championships were finished. France football has decided to cancel the Ballon d'Or. It didn't make sense. All the other individual trophies were still in place. They had to give them to those who deserve them. But why did France football decide to cancel theirs? It's simply because their favorite player, Lionel Messi, completely missed out during that season, especially with his elimination during the round of 16 of the Champions League, and he took an 8-goal thrashing against Bayern Munich. That's why they decided to cancel the Ballon d'Or in 2020. It was really a great injustice done to Robert Lewandowski, and it was his best season since he started playing football. So that's one of the goals of this show, to revolutionize football, to make justice, to review individual trophies and give them to those who deserve them. If it was Lionel Messi who had Robert Lewandowski's season, France football will never have cancelled the Ballon d'Or in 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today. Remember that there are points and ideas of this show that will be developed individually so that we can provide more explanation and details. Grégoire Logia Production presented you VBO Sports, le vrai ballon de sports. The show was intended to revolutionize the world of football because there are too many mistakes, too much corruption, too much injustice, and too much favoritism in world football. We are also working on the award of an individual trophy to reward the best football player in the world over a season called Le Vrai Ballon d'Or. We cannot let people destroy football for the benefit of their feelings and desires, which is why we would ask you to subscribe as much as possible, click on the notification bell, and share it as much as possible with your families and friends to create a large audience. It was with you to introduce the show, Grégoire Logia, also known as Crack Terminator, the King, the Genius, the Magnificent. We cannot achieve this goal without you. A big thank you. I will see you for the next show.